I've got my 2020 beauty favorites to share with you guys today, and just a heads up, we've got like 70+ mph winds today. It's really, really wild outside, so that's the noise that you're hearing. I can't kind of do anything about it, so I apologize in advance for that. It's just like really banging on my windows. I had to go back and watch my 2019 favorites video because I have lost like all track of time. Like there were things that I thought that I mentioned in that 2019 favorites video that I didn't, and they were actually products that I discovered or started using in 2020. So for the most part, I'm going to try to stick to just products that I had started using or discovered and that are new for me in the year 2020. And I really don't want to sound like a broken record, so everything in this video I absolutely love. These are all products that I would repurchase and I adore them all. So hopefully I don't repeat that too many times. So we'll go ahead and start off with face products. I've got two cleansers. One of them is from Josie Maran, and it's the Pineapple Enzyme Pore Clearing Cleanser. It's a foaming face wash, but it feels like a gel. And then the other one is the Good Molecules Rose Water Daily Cleansing Gel. And this is a 4-ounce bottle and this is a 5-ounce bottle. And both of these products work similar for me. There's a little bit of extra added action, if you will, with the Josie Maran one, but for the most part, they're very similar products. So this is a new one that I haven't opened yet, and I won't crack this one until I finish the Good Molecules. And then after that, it's going to be a little bit of a battle between which one I repurchase. I'm thinking, to be honest, that I might just repurchase the Good Molecules one because the price difference is so substantial between the two, but they're both very nice products. And I use these type of cleansers at night after I use a cleansing balm to break down my makeup. These are the products that I go in for my second cleanse. I'll mention my morning cleanse too. The Eminence Mangosteen Daily Resurfacing Cleanser is a newer one. This is my second bottle, and what I like to do with it every single morning is mix it with the Eminence Strawberry Rhubarb Dermafoliant with lactic acid, which this is like a powder type product. So I put some of this in my hand, and just a small amount is all you need, so this bottle really lasts a while. But this combination of these two products is what I use every single morning, and the Dermafoliant really gives a nice polishing to the skin, and it's not too harsh, so you can use it every single day. Then mixing it in with the Mangosteen, it really cleans the skin, so amazing combo there. These next two are toners. I've got the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow PHA plus BHA Pore Tight Toner, which is this guy right here. This is my second bottle of this. It actually lasts a really long time. I want to say the first one lasted me about 5 or 6 months. And then the Pharmacy Deep Sweep 2% BHA Pore Clearing Toner. This is also my second bottle. No, this is my third. No, this is my second bottle of this as well. So I'm kind of down to about there on my second bottle of the Pharmacy one. There's 4 fluid ounces in this guy, and there's 5 fluid ounces in this guy, so that's probably why I use the Pharmacy up a little bit quicker. But the way that I use both of these products is after I wash my face, I tone my skin with the Pixie Glow Tonic, which is a glycolic toner, and I do that morning and night. And then afterwards, I go in with the Glow Recipe in the morning directly after the Pixie, and then at night I go in with the Pharmacy, and I just pour a little bit of one of these, depending on if it's morning or night, in my hands and just pat it over the skin right after that Pixie Glow Tonic. I love what the Pixie Glow Tonic does for my skin. It's like a staple product for me now, but I love what a BHA also does for the skin. So the glycolic acid really helps polish the surface of the skin and get rid of dead skin cells, and a BHA kind of gets in and cleans out the pores. So I love to incorporate a BHA. Neither one of these products are drying for me or stripping or anything. They're very gentle and they have that BHA in there. And then lastly for skin, I've got the Josie Maran Skin Dope CBD Recovery Moisturizer, Argan Oil plus 100 milligrams of CBD non-psychoactive, and then the Pharmacy Honey Halo Ultra Hydrating Ceramide Moisturizer. So it's these two right here, and I'll have everything that I mentioned in this video linked down below. But I kind of use these products the same way. Both of these are a heavier cream, and they have a lot of really nice ingredients in them, so I use them at night right before I use my Belief True Cream Moisturizing, which is the very last step in my routine, is the Belief. So I put a blob of this on and then I go over it with the Belief. They're interchangeable products for me. Both of these products kind of have lighter versions that are similar to each that I use in the summertime as well. More so kind of, I would say, July, August, September-ish, but they're lighter almost. I kind of use them like a serum, like the Daily Greens from Pharmacy. I love that product too, but it's a lighter gel type consistency, and I like to use that that almost like a serum. Same with the lighter version of the Josie Marin. But I really love these ones for ultra hydration underneath the Belief True Cream Moisturizer. I didn't think I brought this out, but this is the Daily Greens. This thing is almost gone too. This is a beautiful like serum-y type gel moisturizer. If you have really oily skin, you could probably use it by itself, but I definitely pair this like a serum with those other heavier creams over the top. And then getting into base products, this is pretty much the only foundation that I used last year and I'm continuing to use every single day into this year. And that's the No. 7 Protect and Perfect Advanced All-in-One Foundation. So I use 2 shades. I've got Cool Beige and then I have got the shade Wheat. And in the summertime, I can use just wheat. And then in the wintertime, I use Cool Beige with a dash of the wheat because I like the tone that it gives. So I have got probably 2/3 of Cool Beige mixed with 1/3 of wheat on my skin today. So this has got an SPF of 50, which is really important to me. I like to really keep my skin protected from the sun. And in the summertime when I'm outside a lot, I have never burned with this product. I do really like the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydro Rescue Foundation. That's got a high SPF as well. I've got that over there, but I haven't used that one nearly as much as this one because this one has a little bit more hydration to it. So the Estee Lauder one I would probably wear when it was maybe really, really hot out because it's got a thinner consistency to it, but it is also a little bit, I don't want to say it's drying because I don't think that's what it is. I just think the No. 7 is more hydrating than the Estee Lauder, but I also like that one. But these two I've repurchased several times and it's a drugstore product. It's really affordable and I don't like to fuss around too much with foundation products because my skin is really sensitive. It's acne prone, it's dry, it reacts like to different products. It can get like little rashes and stuff like that. So I love this product. I've tried other products, higher end products. A lot of them are so full of silicones and that higher silicone content is what gives little bumps underneath my skin that drive me up the wall. So this does not do this. My skin has stayed so nice using this product. So I don't even have an inkling to want to try other foundation products. So anyway, that's the No. 7 Protect and Perfect Advanced All-in-One Foundation SPF 50. That's a title. And then for concealers, I've got this Kosas concealer, which it doesn't have like a name on the tube, but I believe it's the only concealer that they have. And I have the lightest shade in 01. And then the other concealers I have are the Rare Beauty concealers. And I have got 2 shades. I've got 140C and 160C. So it's these guys right here. And then this guy. So these were my most used concealers last year. And I love both of these products. And I keep saying I was going to stop saying that, whatever. Anyway, so these were my favorite most used concealers. Right now I do have the Monica Blender on, which will probably be a 2021 favorite. But before I got that one, I was using these ones. Now the Kosas one runs really kind of warm, but the consistency of it is beautiful. I love the ingredients. It's hydrating and feels super nice underneath the eyes. So to kind of change up the tone, I would mix it in with some of like the pinker correctors that I might have or something like that. I can use it by itself too, more so in like probably summer, July, August-ish, because it's a little bit too deep for me. But otherwise I'd mix this one with a little bit of the 140C from Rare Beauty, and this combination is super nice. But I wish they'd expand the colors in this Kosas concealer because it's such a nice concealer. And then I still really wear the 160C from Rare Beauty quite a bit as well. This is a really perfect shade for me for underneath the eyes. Beautiful concealer. I originally did not like this Rare Beauty concealer. I had purchased one, tried it, couldn't believe how unflattering my under eyes looked, and I was like, maybe it's just the color and the fact that I probably used too much, because I was watching some videos on the products and people were saying it was like a lighter coverage. So when I first got that shade, I put on more than I probably should have, and the shade was much too light. So glad that I gave it another try, got a more flattering shade for myself, and I don't need as much product as I initially put on. So now I really love the Rare Beauty concealer along with this Kosas one. I really don't have a favorite under eye setting powder. I've been using mostly the RCMA No Color powder underneath the eyes, and I still really love the Ilia powder that I mentioned last year. But I do have a favorite new face setting powder, and this one is from One Size Beauty, which is Patrick Ta's brand, and this is the translucent one. There is a massive amount of product in here, and I don't think it's that expensive for especially as much product as you get. 1.2 ounces of product in this guy. So this product reminds me most of the old Chanel loose powder, a loose setting powder, which I love that. I used up an entire tub of that, and then they reformulated the powder. I got the new one, not a fan of the new one. It's like so dry on the skin. It doesn't look that flattering on the skin. I'm yet to use it in summer. I'm thinking maybe that will be a better time to try a powder like that. I know a lot of people love that older version of the Chanel powder, so if you really love that and are not as happy with the new version like me, I would give this one size powder a try. I've got it on my face today to set the number 7 foundation. It looks beautiful. It has a really lovely set. It doesn't make my skin feel dry. Other products blend really nice over the top of it. It's not that expensive for as much product that you get, and I really like the packaging too. It's one of those kind that has a sifter. Well, I guess it's not really a sifter. It's got his little slash in there, but it's got the cover so you can close the powder in. So I just dump some in the lid and go in the lid and set my face with it. So this is a great one. I'm kind of trying to go in order of how I apply the products on my face. So let's just get into some highlighters. There were a lot of highlighters that I liked over the last year, but there were certain ones that really just stuck out to me. And these first ones are from JD Glow, which these are very intense highlighters. They're the kind that some of them come off a little bit chunky, and it's not because it's like a large micro glitter, it's because you have to really buff them into the skin and get those micas to break apart. But the shine on these is just so beautiful. Some of these are duochromes with the most beautiful shift in them. You have got to like a blinding intense highlighter though to like these highlighters. So I have got the one in Maryland on my cheeks today. So that's the highlighter that I've got on all the highlighter points on my face is Maryland. So Maryland is a really beautiful champagne. This center shade is Synopsis, which is one of the most unique highlighters. And then Chaos is over here and it's peachy, but it's got a really high shine. I'm going to swatch them for you guys. Maryland is probably the smoothest out of the two. These ones have a little bit more chunkiness to them. But you got Maryland, Synopsis, and Chaos right there. And the Maryland highlighter, which is this one right here, has actually kind of taken the place of one of my other favorite highlighters, which is the Give Me Glow highlighter in White Noise. And I had used up an entire compact of the White Noise highlighter, and so I repurchased that highlighter from Give Me Glow during Black Friday, and the one that I got is a completely different shade than the original White Noise. I like the new one too, but I don't like it as much as I loved White Noise. So the Maryland in the JD Glow highlighter formula has kind of replaced the old version of the White Noise Give Me Glow highlighter. But these are amazing, and I don't think that they're too terribly priced either for as beautiful as they are. This next one is the Kaleido Space Age highlighter in Prophecy. They have a ton of really beautiful highlighters that I also like, but this one in particular is special. It's a multi-chrome. It's a multi-chrome highlighter that looks so beautiful on the skin, and it really is a chameleon depending on the lighting that you have, like brighter lights or deeper lights really change the reflect of it. Kaleidos, you got something going on with this. We need some more shades of this because this is stunning. So again, this is a multi-chrome highlighter. The texture is ultra smooth, very smooth highlighter, very reflective. It's stunning. It's a really beautiful highlighter. Let me try the mirror trick here and see if you can see a little bit of reflect. You can really see the green right there, but when it's not in such kind of direct light, the peach pulls out of it. It's very unique. It's very beautiful. So that's the Kaleidos Prophecy highlighter. It's a stunner. And then this next one is from ColourPop, and it's the Super Shock Cheek Highlighter in the shade Seismic. So I like to use this as a topper, and it's got the squishy kind of putty type texture to it, but this has got some really beautiful fine micro glitters, and it looks really stunning on the skin. Like, I usually use a synthetic brush, but I'll put a little bit of this on with my finger just so you guys can kind of see the effect that you can even see it just pops on the cheeks, and it's just a super light layer. It looks so pretty. So I've used a lot of this. I've actually been thinking about getting a backup because it's that Super Shock formula. I'm like, don't do that. It'll probably dry out before you use this one up. But this is really pretty. The Flexitarian one is pretty too. If you're not into like the little sparkles, the Flexitarian one is more like a just straight metallic sheen with no sparkles in it. So that's the Super Shock Cheek Highlighter in Seismic right there. Do you guys hear this? Yep. I'm sure I'm going to have to go pick up shingles off the lawn, maybe even out of the pasture. And then the last highlighter I have here is the Revolution Pro Luster Highlighter in White Rose. This is just a really reflective, high shine metallic highlighter, and it's relatively affordable as well. Again, it's one of those products that you've got to like some high shine because it's got a really metallic kind of finish to it, but it's beautiful. It's got a pink undertone to it. You're supposed to be looking at that one, not that one. It's the Kaleidos one. So that's from Revolution Pro, another really pretty highlighter there. It's the White Rose. Next up, I've got bronzers, and I had used a lot of bronzer this year. So I've got the Airbrush bronzer from Charlotte Tilbury in number 1 and number 2. I can get away with using the number 1 fair, which is very, very fair, but I have to build it up quite a bit. So a lot of the times I just go to the medium shade because it's a little bit quicker, but I do like the tone for a really light wash of bronze that you just don't have to worry about overdoing it with the fair. So used up quite a bit of these. These pans are thinner. There's 0.56 ounces of product in each of these, so the compacts are really large, so the pans are really thin. So you do kind of hit pan a little bit quicker on them, I feel. But here's the number 1. Here's the number 2. Should I swatch these for you guys? I will. I'll swatch all the bronzers for you guys, so you can see the tones of them. So there's number 1 and there's number 2. And this is about as pale as my skin gets too in January here. So those are from Charlotte Tilbury, the Airbrush bronzers. I also used a ton of the Fenty In the Sun bronzer. All 3 of these so far have been matte bronzers. Hit a little bit of pan on there. This is another one where it's like one you can just put on and not really have to worry about type of situation. So that's the Fenty In the Sun. I really enjoyed the Kosas bronzer in light as well, but I'm not a fan of the packaging because mine is broke. A lot of the times this acrylic style packaging, I've got some others as well, they always break at the hinges. I always got to like attach the lid back on because it falls off, but I used a lot of this as well. This was a domed product. It's a baked product, not Big Gelée, but it's a baked domed bronzer. And I used quite a bit of this. This has got a sheen to it, this one, but it's not sparkly or it doesn't have any visible sparkles in it or anything. It just has a sheen to it. It's probably the warmest out of the bunch as well. So that's the Kosas Light Bronzer. And the last one is the Ilia Drawn In Nightlight Bronzing Powder. So this is the lightest of, I want to say, 2 shades available. And I've used a lot of this as well. I've got this one on my skin today. The color is stunning. It's a very easy to use bronzer as well. It's a matte bronzer, blends out super. The color is nice. It's a really good one. I reach for all of these bronzers a lot, as you can see. So that one's the Ilia Drawn In Nightlight Bronzing Powder right there. And then let's get into some blush. I've got quite a few blushes that I just adore. These first ones are from Jill Stewart, and they have a name, and it's just, you know, not ringing a bell. But it's the ones that are shaped like flowers. You guys have seen me haul quite a few of these. I've actually got every single shade that they've made. They're some of the prettiest, easiest to use bronzers that I have in my entire collection. These are 2 of my most used. So this one is number 3, Mellow Daisy, and then this one right here is number 1, Blooming Tulip. And I use these a ton. One of the easiest blushes you can just slap on. They blend out. They have nice pigmentation because of the different shades, and all the blushes have got these little 5 quadrants of colors. You can also use a smaller brush and really kind of customize them and get more shades out of there if you wanted to. But these are great, great blushes. And then I also used these Chantecaille Radiance Chic Cheek and Highlighting Duos. I've got Rose and Coral, which are the 2 that came out with the summer collection, I believe. And I use these a lot this summer. They're so pretty. They are my favorite baked jelly formula that looks very, very pretty on the skin. I just want to make mention too that baked jelly products can be a little bit more stiff in the pan. They're not as easy to pick up as some products, so I like to use a more stiff natural bristle brush generally to pick them up. But once you get that product picked up, they just look so pretty on the skin. But it's because of the way that they're, you know, baked in the pan that they are a little bit more difficult to pick up on a brush. So I just want to make note of that because I've seen some people with baked jelly products say how there's no pigment to them, and I don't necessarily think there's no pigment. It's the fact that you're not getting any product off the top. So if you use a synthetic brush over a baked jelly product, one that's like super, super soft, and you continually go over that surface, what you're going to do is create hard pan. So you do need something that's a little bit more stiff to kind of get into that product. Not all baked jelly products are like that, but some of them are a little bit more stiff. So I just want to make mention of that. But otherwise, use these a ton. When I use this one, I mix them, or I would use this one as a blush, and then this one I could get away with a blush and a highlight, but this highlight is a little bit too deep for me. But these are gorgeous, and I think that these are still available too. Some of my other go-to blushes were the Lawless Make Me Blush Velvet Blushes. My most used shade out of this bunch is the Sakura shade. This is the blush that I have on my cheeks today. Stunning blushes. They look like mattes, but they almost have a little bit of a, it's definitely not a shine or anything like that, but there's a little bit of a satinness, if that's a word. There's a little bit of a satin sheen to them, I think, but there's no glitter or anything, and I think it's because the shades kind of make your cheeks glow because they're such pretty cheek colors. But these are from Lawless. So you've got Sakura, Angel Suede, and Soft Nectar. So you got a coral, kind of a peachy nude, and then a pretty, almost like a warm baby pink shade over here. These are stunning blushes. And then I've got the Wayne Goss, the Weightless Veil Blush Palette. This is the one in Coral Rose. I enjoy all of these cheek duos. The highlights and blushes in them are really pretty and versatile. I think you can like sheer them out or build them up really easily. But this is my most used one out of the bunch. So this is Coral Rose. This highlighter is stunning. It looks so flattering on the skin. There's no like visible like particles or anything. It's very, very smooth, and then the blush is kind of like a satin finish to it, and you get a boatload of product in here. It's going to last like forever. There's 19 grams or 0.67 ounces of product in here. I'll just swatch these for you guys. But this one is my most used out of the duos, and I love it. The formulation is beautiful. And then two blush palettes. I've got the Lunar Beauty Moon Prism Blush Palette, which I am so glad that I purchased this. Not only are the shades beautiful, super easy to use, but it also got me into trying more Lunar Beauty products. I had asked, I think when I hauled this, about the shadows, and you guys had given me the heads up that his shadows are reformulated compared to his first palette, and now I have all of his eyeshadow palettes. I do, yeah. And oh, I love those too. I think I got them a little bit too late in the year to kind of put them into 2020, but I'm guessing I'll probably mention one of those in a 2021 video for sure. But in the meantime, beautiful blush palette right here. It's in and out of stock a lot on his website, and it used to be on Sephora. I actually got this on sale on Sephora, but I don't know how come all his products aren't there. Maybe he's not going to be in Sephora anymore at all, but this is a beautiful palette. And then the other one is from Menagerie Cosmetics, which I love their shadows too. I love all their shadows. But this is the blush palette, the Arthurine Blush Palette Volume 1. And they're calling it the Volume 1. So I'm really hoping there's a volume 2. And this has got 9 really pigmented, versatile blush shades. And because of some of like this yellow and this red, you can really customize blush shades because those two shades are in here and kind of this purple shade. But I'll just swatch a couple of these, like this red, this peach is beautiful, this purple, and the packaging is stunning. These are removable as well from the packaging if you want to put them in other palettes. But I love the packaging on this too. This imagery or artist work on here is stunning. Great blush palette from Menagerie Cosmetics, and I don't think it's expensive at all for what you're getting. And then lastly, before we get into some lip products, this is a one and done palette for me that has tones in here that are just so flattering for what I like in face color products. So this is the Sephora Pro Sephora Pro Face Palette in light. There's 8 products in here that are 0.25 ounces per shade, and I can wear every single shade in here. There's 2 highlights that are stunning. You've got matte and shimmer blushes. This one's kind of got a little bit of fine micro glitters in it. A beautiful contour shade and a really stunning bronzer. I've used this a ton, and I'm pretty sure that this is still available. I ended up getting this on sale, and then I was kicking myself because I wish I would have got the warmer version of this too. So I check back periodically to see if that one goes on sale. But this is just a really great palette, especially if you love cool tones. I just took a brief intermission because my mom came over with dark chocolate covered strawberries that she just made and dark chocolate covered walnuts. and I ate all of them. Getting into eye products. So for brows, I've tried a few products here and there, but I just keep going back to the one that I mentioned last year, and that's the CoverGirl Easy Breezy Brow. So this is pretty much the only product that I used for the entire year of 2020. So when my hair is more blonde, I've got quite a bit of dark hair at the roots. So I've been using, actually I just have the deep shade in my brows today, just one nice coat over them. I don't have to put two or anything with the deeper shade, and it matches like the roots of my hair really, really well. Otherwise, when I have more blonde in my hair, I like to do a coat of the deep and then I go over it with a coat of the medium shade, and this holds my brows really well. They do feel a little stiff, which I don't mind. That's what, you know, gives it the nice hold, but it has a really nice amount of pigmentation to them, and it also kind of volumizes the brows. It gives me a nice fluffy brow look. So one coat of this is all that I have in my brows, so I just really like this product. You guys have seen in the empties video how many I've used, and I just continue to repurchase it, and I really, really love it. I've tried a couple other brow products and gels and stuff like that, but this is the one that I continue to go back to, and I still use it. And then the mascara that came to mind was this Maybelline The Falsies Lash Lift Mascara. This is the one in 2020 that I repurchased the most, and I really enjoy this mascara because it lengthens and volumizes my lashes, and I don't get smudging or flaking with it. It's a really nice formula. I think if I were to be outside in a lot of humidity, I would get just a little bit of transferring right here, but it wasn't a lot, and granted I'm out in some heat with some serious sweating going on. So there's that, but I find it interesting because I've really been into some Maybelline mascaras. So this is the one that I repurchased in 2020. It's got a kind of natural bristle style brush on it. And then for liner, I really enjoy the Glisten Cosmetics wet liners. These are activated with water, and I like to activate them with the Makeup by Mario, what is this called? The Master Metal Manipulator. This just makes them hold a little bit better than water. Otherwise, just the tiniest bit of water and these will smudge on your face. So you guys know that I'm still on the hunt for that water-like product that mixes in with these and makes them waterproof, which we know doesn't exist, but I really like those liners. In my more recent haul videos, you guys have seen that I've mentioned a lot more, like from Glam Vice and stuff like that. Again, those are going to be 2021 favorites. I'm actually wearing one on the upper lid right now. Other than that, it's basically been the same Essence Super Precise Liquid Eyeliner. This is just a staple eyeliner for me. It's got a brush tip. It's really black. It's affordable. What I've moved on to for the waterline are these KVD Vegan Beauty 24-Hour Super Brow Longwear Pomades. I have got 3 shades that I use pretty consistently, and these stay on the waterline super beautifully. And what's really crazy about it is I don't get any irritation in my eyes from them at all. But the other thing is they wipe right off with a Q-tip. So like it's not like you're getting them stuck and they're really hard to remove because they're so long wearing. So it's kind of like, how did they do that? Because they wear so well on the waterline and they're easy to remove at the same time on the waterline. I couldn't speak for like the skin because I don't use them on the like upper skin or anything like that. These 3 shades I use the most. I've got Roxy Purple, Lemmy Green, and Satellite Blue, and I'll take the covers off of them. So here's Satellite Blue, Roxy Purple, and Lemmy Green right there. And so I have got the Satellite Purple, Satellite Blue and the Roxy Purple on my waterline today. So when I put down the blue first and then go over it with the purple, it turns into kind of a deeper navy blue, which is what I was looking for to match the upper winged liner. The purple one is a little bit harder to get to stick on the waterline by itself. I find that it layers over another one a lot easier. And then the Satellite Blue and the Lemon Green go on the waterline perfect. And the brush that I like to use to put them on with, you can use like a liner brush, a thin one too, but I like to use this Wayne Goss number 8 brush. It's the teeniest little brush, and I just dip a little bit in there and just pat it on the waterline. So I love these, and I wear them, I think I wear these probably nearly every day. And then false eyelashes, I've got the Eyelure Luxe XL Faux Mink in Splendor. I've worn these for pretty much the whole of 2020, and I'm wearing them today, and I think that I'm going to continue to wear them through 2021 and beyond. I like to cut like probably a third of the lash on the outer corner, and that's what you get right there. I feel like I could fly away, and sometimes I want to fly away. So I love these lashes. They're just so like long and butterfly-like, and I just really, really like these lashes. And it says on the back that you can use them for up to 10 times, and I think that the pair that I have on now is going on like number 6, and they're still golden, ready to rock and roll. So really good lashes, and I get them on sale at Ulta when I get a 20% off coupon, and then a lot of times these are buy one get one 50% off, or they're just on sale in general, like a 30-40% off discount. So good price for a really nice lash. Okay, I'm going to try to smoke through these eyeshadows. There's a ton of beautiful eyeshadow palettes and eyeshadow potted shadows and just eye things that I've loved throughout 2020, but these are the products that I continually went to, like where's that palette at type of situation. So I'm going to start off with this Aether Beauty Supernova Crushed Diamond Highlighter in Pure Diamond Dust. I did purchase another one of these highlighters thinking it was going to be similar to this but a different shade, and the consistency of the other one that I got that was more kind of golden peachy isn't quite the same as this one. So I like this as a highlighter on the face, but I also really love this as an eyeshadow. A lot of palettes don't come with a really sparkly kind of champagne or diamond color like this, and what this reminds me of the most is that beautiful shade in the Pat McGrath Mothership palette Divine Rose. It's this one right here, which I mentioned this palette in last year's favorite video, but it gives that same effect. There is, you know, a little extra sparkle in the Pat McGrath one, but I don't want to like burn through the one in my Pat McGrath so that I use up that shade quicker than the other shades in that palette. I want to use it when I use that palette type of a deal. So I use this in lieu of that one, and it gives that same type of effect. So that's the pretty shimmer that I have on the inner portion of my lid, and I like to use it right there and also underneath the brow and also on the face. And you get a really nice amount of product in here, 10.5 grams, 0.37 ounces of product, and I use this a few times a week. I love it a lot, and again, I mostly use it as an eyeshadow. And then the rest of the eyeshadow that I have on today is this Rust eyeshadow palette from Melt Cosmetics. This is another palette that I wore a lot. This one and another one that I'm going to show you are probably the most worn palettes in a short period of time that I've had in a while. Like, I just continually use them because they're so pretty. And again, today I've got this on. I love this palette. The colors are pretty. You get a nice amount of product in here as well. Like, some of them don't even look like I dipped into them that much, but I wore this probably the entire month of August. Probably July too. It has a really beautiful array of shades, and the quality of the shadows themselves are also really pretty. So this palette is kind of an example of one where I was looking for a lighter shimmer because this one doesn't have it in there. It does have that matte brow bone, but the other shimmers in there are mid-tone or deeper, so that's where I would incorporate something like the Pure Diamond Dust from Aether. But this is such a beautiful palette. These are removable shades as well. It's a good one. I love it. And then the other palette I was referring to using so many times in such a short period of time is this Wayne Goss, the Luxury Eye Palette in Pearl Moonstone. And this kind of set off a little trend for me of putting beautiful sparkly blue shadows on the lid. I have his neutral one too, and I do enjoy that one, but there's something about the tones of these. I don't know what it is. I use just this palette all together. I use this on the inner corner. I pack this shimmery blue on the lid, a little bit of black and gray in the crease, blend out with one of these guys, and this underneath the brow. Oh, so pretty. I did see this palette getting a little bit of flack, but I love it. I do get some fallout with the shades and stuff like that, but the shades incorporated together with the different textures, it just is so, so pretty. I was trying to decide whether or not I should put this one on or the Melt palette for today's video. I almost went with this one, but I just wore it. It wasn't that long ago. There's a haul video where I wore this palette, and a lot of you guys really, really loved it. But some of the shades, like this glitter shade, it's a little bit more stiff in the pan, so I use his flat shader. It's his older flat shader that he doesn't make anymore. I really wish he would keep making that brush because it's awesome. And I kind of have to, you know, poke it in there to get that product to pick up on the brush. But packed over that tackier primer that I like to use, it's so pretty. I love it so much. This palette, like, you can even see the dips that I have in some of them. it's just a favorite, and it's made me want to use a lot more blue eyeshadow. And something about these tones makes blue eyeshadow really, really wearable. So I love this guy. And then I also have the Pat McGrath Mothership Divine Rose Volume 2 palette. So last year, I favorited the Volume 1 palette and used that a lot. There's some pretty good dips in there. And then this year, I used this one in absolute boatload. So this is kind of a little bit warmer version, a little bit warmer, maybe a little bit darker version of the first one. Yeah, you can see that I've got some pretty good dips in this palette as well. And this is a one and done for me. I can use every single shade in this palette just like the first one, and it's so good. This shade right here is I would call it a multi-chrome, but I think it's more like a duochrome. It has, like, you can see the red, but it shifts to a green. And it's really stunning. There's one of those extra special shades, which is this guy right here, is a little bit more golden in tone to the Divine Rose 1 shade that's like this. But a great palette, great quality, good pigmentation. I've got some really big dips in this palette. It's easy to use too. Like, for me, this is a super wearable palette. Next up, I've got this Kylie Jenner Pressed Powder palette, and this came out with like a sailor collection of some sort. And I thought the packaging was really cute, and I've got a few of her shadow palettes that I really like, but I didn't anticipate how much I was gonna love this palette. Like you can see, I've used it a boatload. All the textures in here are different. Like, there's mattes, there's shimmers, there's metallics, there's some glitters, which are also mixed in with a ton of pigment, so they're like a glitter with a lot of pigment. Anyway. But all these textures combined together create really, really beautiful eye looks. Some of the shades are finicky, some of them are hard to work with. I get fallout with some of the shades, but the overall after effect of them is stunning. I've got a couple other shadow palettes of hers that have this same type of situation that I also really like. So I think this is still available. It restocked if I'm not mistaken, but this is great. And then I've got the Victoria Beckham Smoky Eye Bricks. I love all of them. I have all 5 of them. Probably my most worn is this one in Tuxedo. And because this is a solid brick of powder, it makes customizing the shades in terms of like the tones, light, dark, medium, really, really easy. And these shadows blend out super easy, like an effortless eye in one of these. And how I like to use these is incorporating them in with her lid lusters, and my 2 most used of these are the blonde and the mink. So that is the blonde one. It's like a white gold, and then the mink is a taupey brown, and these are so stunning. I gotta swatch them for you guys because they're really beautiful. So I like to put the golden shade on the inner portion of the lid and the mink on the outer portion. I also incorporate the other lid lusters in with the other eye bricks, so kind of all the eye bricks and all the lid lusters are favorites. I'm just showing you my most used out of them. So I'll just swatch them for you guys because they're stunning. So this is the what golden one, and here's the mink one, or blondie. I think it's called blondie, yeah. And they're so pretty. Just beautiful products right there. And those are from Victoria Beckham. And then I also have the Tiny Marvels palette, which is a collaboration between Mel Thompson, who is also a YouTuber, and Sydney Grace, who makes beautiful, beautiful eyeshadows. And I love the imagery on here. It's like tattoo-esque artistry type deal, which is super cute. Some people don't like bugs. I think they're super cute. And then the shadows in here are stunning, and the array of shades, they just all complement each other. Like there isn't a pairing in here that I could put together that I wouldn't like. So let me swatch some of these like metallic shades. They're just beautiful, beautiful eyeshadows. Sydney Grace does really beautiful eyeshadows, and this is a really beautiful eyeshadow palette done by them as well. Look at how pretty those are. So that's another palette that I've really, really enjoyed in 2020 right there. And then I have to mention the JD Glow single eyeshadows. I purchased their entire Galaxy collection and also their Metalon collection. These are a different brand. So all of these right here are JD Glow shadows. They're bigger pans. They come with more product, but some of my favorite from the Galaxy collection are this one right here called Good God. And then you have got this other shade called Unexpected. I gotta swatch these for you guys. They're so beautiful. Some of these purple shades, like what's this one called? Insane. It's insane. And then their Metalon shadows. I'm gonna swatch this one right here called Hey Poppy. Right here. at that. My goodness. And then we'll swatch Good God and Unexpected. Or is that what it's called? I think it's called Unexpected. These are so pretty. And they often got like discount codes floating around and stuff like that. So that's one of the Metalons. And then here are, oh, they're pretty. They're so pretty. They're Metalons, they're Galaxy shadows. I love these shadows, and I don't think that for what you're getting and the amount of product that you're getting, that they're that expensive at all. And I did find discount codes to get a discount on them several times as well. They're beautiful, beautiful shadows. And then because I have no concept of time, I thought that I mentioned these in last year's favorites video, and I didn't, because I think I got them, most of them in March of 2020. And these are none other than the Cleona eyeshadows. I have almost every shade from their stained glass collection. I haven't picked up every one of these ones right here, which I think are some of the original stained glass shades. They have a black base to them, just because I don't use them as much as some of the others. Their regular shadows, which are down here, are beautiful as well. Some of their mattes are a little bit more fragile, but they're pigmented and they blend out really well. But their stained glass collection is really where it's at. These are some, no, I was gonna say some of, well, I should say some of, but I want to say these are the most beautiful shadows in my eyeshadow collection. They're so unique, they're multifaceted. The combinations that you can create with these are endless, and because they're multi-chrome, it's almost like when you pair them, you never quite know what you're gonna get. So I love using these on the lid. The other day, I did a multi-chrome look and everything was multi-chrome. The eyeshadow was multi-chrome, the liquid liner was multi-chrome, like it was all multi-chrome, and it was beautiful. I was living for it. It was all shimmer everywhere, but that's fine. They are worth the money and they're worth the wait. They have really, you know, slow shipping times, but again, worth the money and worth the wait. This is a palette that sometimes I'll just open it up to like look at it. That sounds silly, but that's what I do. Let's get into some lip products. These are my most worn lip liners. So I've got the Lancome Bronzelle lip liner. This is what I have on my lips today, and I need to get another one. So this is a lip liner that Lisa D1 here on YouTube has raved about for years and years, and it wasn't until this past year that I finally picked it up, and I'm like, what took you so long? Because this is a great lip liner. The shade is beautiful. Oh, we gotta look at those some more. Look at them JD Glow. Oh my god. So this is Bronzelle right here. Beautiful lip liner. I need to get another one. Use this a ton, obviously. And then the other one is this M Cosmetics Soft Blur Velvet Lip Liner. I bought the pack with all 5 shades, and I love all 5 shades, but this one in particular has been my most used shade. So this is the shade, again, Fawn, and this is how much I have left. I think Velvet Blur is a great way to describe this lip pencil because it goes on super easy and it kind of does blur on your lips. So this is the color Fawn right here. And I had compared it to the ColourPop BFF Lippy Pencil, which is another favorite of mine, but it's a cheaper alternative to the M Cosmetics one because the tones are quite similar. Well, those are all kind of quite similar, aren't they? But I really love the Lippy pencils from ColourPop as well. So I used the BFF shade a ton, and then the other one I've used a lot is this Cool BFF shade. It came with another one called Ashton, which I'll swatch that one as well, but these are so pretty. They're like cool brown lip pencils that are stunning with cool pink lipsticks. So this one is Cool BFF. Look at the tone of that. It's beautiful. And then the other one is Ashton right there, which is a little bit deeper than the Cool BFF. But love those pencils. And then for lipsticks, I got quite a bit of use out of the Wayne Goss Luxury Cream lipsticks in Daisy and Camellia, which are just really pretty warm nudes. So this one is Daisy right here. Very easy to wear, very hydrating. They feel nice on the lips. And then this one is Camellia right here, which is a little bit warmer. I wore those quite a bit. And then the other lipstick is from Artist Couture, and this is an Angel Baby, and it's a matte lipstick, but it's a comfortable matte lipstick. I don't do a whole ton of matte just for comfort's sake, but the shade of this is just a gorgeous matte nude, and it's one of those kind of silicone based lipsticks, so that's why it feels comfortable on the lips. And I really wore that one a ton too. So that's Angel Baby from Artist Couture. And then these last lipsticks are from the Nudes collection that House of Sillage came out with in their diamond powder lipstick range. So I have got on Nude Sakura today. I've got two of the refills in two of these bow tie lipsticks because that's how much I wear it. And this kind of took the place of the Charlotte Tilbury KKW Beauty lipstick. The tone is very, very similar, but this lipstick has a little bit more slip to it because it's more hydrating on the lips. And especially in the winter time, I like something that's a little bit more hydrating. I think it's a dash lighter than KKW too. I still love Charlotte Tilbury's KKW, but I think I mentioned that in last year's video and probably the one before that. So, but I've worn an absolute boatload of this. This is Nude Sakura right here. And I have another one of these in my purse, but the one that I have in here, that's how much of that I used up in that one. It's my most used out of the Diamond Powder Nudes collection. And then the other one I wear a lot is Golden Hour. Right there. These all kind of have similar tones, don't they? And then Tender Tone is the other one that I wear quite a bit. And those are from the House of Sillage. I love how comfortable and easy to wear they are. They feel almost balm-like that's how moisturizing I think they feel on my lips. Speaking of balms, I also really like their lip balms that they came out with. I think they came out with 4 shades of clear and 3 kind of tinted ones. And the BO2 Lucent Balm is the one that I have in this Wonder Woman bow tie lipstick case, which, oh, is so pretty. And I wear this a lot. This is one I just throw it in my pocket and put it on whenever because it feels really nice. And these have like a slight hint of vanilla to them, but they also have like some butters in them. So they have that slight smell of like, I don't know if it's shea butter, but there's that butter smell that you can get in lipsticks. And then lastly here, I have got some fragrances. So I recently got Vanilla Woods and have been using this a ton. Both of these fragrances are vanillas. And then I am on my 3rd bottle of the Vanilla del Madagascar Profumi de Firenze fragrance, which is this guy right here. Best described as smelling like either a brownie or an Oreo cookie. My friend Rachel turned me on to this perfume and I have not looked back. So again, this is my 3rd bottle of, or is it my 4th? It's my 3rd or 4th bottle of this perfume. This is a more recent purchase. I already have a backup of Vanilla Woods. Both very unique, very beautiful vanilla perfumes. And then I've got 2 House of Sillage fragrances. There are several House of Sillage fragrances that I absolutely love, but these 2 came out kind of in limited edition release. One is still available, and that is the Mickey Mouse one. What exactly are they calling this? It's the Mickey Mouse and Minnie Collection, Disney and House of Sillage. So it's this one with the Mickey Mouse ears. I haven't got a ton of wear out of this one because this is going to be a summer perfume for me because of the coconut scent in there, and it's a beautiful twist on a coconut fragrance that is really, really a pretty scent. Both of these fragrances that I'm going to mention, I need House of Sillage to make these permanent because I don't want to spritz them as much as I would like because I'm scared that I'll run out of them and I'll never be able to get them again. So I love this one. And the other one, I mean, obsessed is a strong word, right? But I am obsessed. I love this fragrance so much. This is the Wonder Woman collaboration fragrance right here. And I'm bringing it up because it's sold out and it's limited edition, and I need House of Sillage to make this a permanent fragrance. This is one of the prettiest, most unique fragrances like ever. So when I spray this, I just do like 1 spray for myself to smell because I don't want to run out of it, and it's limited edition, and I'm scared that I won't ever get to smell it again. It's that pretty of a fragrance. If it was part of their permanent range and I knew that I would be able to get it again, I would wear it more, but right now I'm being stingy with it and like savoring the fragrance. So again, when I use it, it's just like 1 or 2 spritzes for myself to inhale the aroma. But it's beautiful and we need it to be permanent, and the cupcake is a stunner. I love it. And those are all of my 2020 beauty favorites. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I will see you guys later. Bye.